From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Fearful Florida residents have been streaming out of West Florida's Tampa Bay region ahead of what could be a once-in-a-century direct hit from Hurricane Milton late tonight. Crews were working furiously yesterday to prevent furniture and other waterlogged wreckage from Florida's last big storm 2 weeks ago from becoming deadly projectiles in this one. ABC's Rena Roy reports from Tampa.
Milton is expected to make landfall as a Category 3 hurricane, bringing up to 18 inches of rain and a record storm surge of up to 15 feet in the Tampa Bay area. Milton has the potential to be one of the most destructive hurricanes on record for West Central Florida. The governor says the National Guard storm mobilization is likely the largest in state history, and 37,000 linemen are either in Florida or on the way to help with power outages. Rena Roy, ABC News, Tampa.
BC's New Democrat leader David Eby says he regrets having to debate polarizing topics with the leader of the provincial Conservatives. In BC's only televised leaders debate last night in Vancouver, Eby said John Rustad has fielded candidates who hold views on issues that have been previously settled in the province.
Climate change is real. Vaccines work. We don't call gay people groomers. We respect people. We respect Indigenous people. We don't promote hate and division. And I regret that I have to continually talk about these things because John Rustad has fielded candidates that promote these views that he himself also seems to hold.
Rustad denied he was an anti-vaxxer, but said he was, quote, anti-mandate. Rustad said on his way to the Vancouver debate, he saw someone dead from an overdose, an example, he said, of the crises in healthcare and housing. And Green Party leader Sonia Furstenau criticized Rustad's gloomy vision of BC. She suggested a vision of hope is what will keep young people in the province. Another beluga has died at Ontario's Marineland, making it the fourth such whale to die at the park since November and the 16th since 2019. Ontario's Animal Welfare Services has been investigating the Niagara Falls tourist attraction since 2020, but little is known about their probe. Phil Demers, a former Marineland whale trainer turned outspoken critic, says the number of beluga deaths is disturbing.
These are astronomical figures. This is the equivalent of full natural pods dying in the wild. This is insane.
The provincial animal welfare inspectors have been to Marineland 200 times since 2020. A new report by Remax Canada says condo inventory is on the rise in most major Canadian markets. The realtor says more sellers are listing their properties in anticipation of growing demand from buyers. The report examined condo activity from January to August and found BC's Fraser Valley led year-over-year inventory growth at nearly 59%, followed closely by the Greater Toronto Area and Calgary. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the National Hockey League opened up its regular season last night with 3 games on the schedule. The Utah Hockey Club scored a 5-2 win over the Chicago Blackhawks in Utah's inaugural game. Dylan Guenther scored twice for Utah. The Florida Panthers raised their first Stanley Cup banner during pregame ceremonies yesterday and then leveled the visiting Boston Bruins 6-4. And in Seattle, Jordan Kyrou scored twice to help the St. Louis Blues edge the Kraken 3-2. In baseball playoffs, Fernando Tatis Jr.'s 2-run homer highlighted a 6-run second inning for the San Diego Padres to beat the visiting LA Dodgers 6-5 to take a 2-1 lead in their best-of-5 National League Division Series. Former Blue Jay Teoscar Hernandez hit a grand slam in the 3rd inning to make it a 1-run game. And the New York Mets hold a 2-1 lead in their series now after a 7-2 win over the Phillies. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.